On September 10, 2001, one day before 9/11, Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld announced from the Pentagon that $2.3 trillion was unaccounted for in the budget of the Department of Defense.
The day before 9/11, Secretary of Defense Donald Rumsfeld declared war, not on foreign terrorists.
The adversary is closer to home. It's the Pentagon bureaucracy.
He said money wasted by the military poses a serious threat.
In fact, it could be said that it's a matter of life and death.
Rumsfeld promised change, but the next day, the world changed. And in the rush to fund the war on terrorism, the war on waste seems to have been forgotten.
My 03 budget calls for more than $48 billion in new defense spending.
More money for the Pentagon when its own auditors admit the military cannot account for 25% of what it already spends.
According to some estimates, we cannot track $2.3 trillion in transactions.
$2.3 trillion with a T. That's $8,000 for every man, woman, and child in America.
One day later, the object that struck the Pentagon coincidentally hit the building's accounting division, making this loss impossible to trace. Secretary Rumsfeld was coincidentally part of a powerful fascist think tank which called for an American hegemony based on a catastrophic and catalyzing event, like a new Pearl Harbor. This group's membership included the president's brother, and its request was coincidentally made 1 full year before September 11, 2001. If you question the official conspiracy theory of 9/11, you must eventually deal with one of the most powerful motives in history: money. 9/11 was a way for 38 corporations to create hundreds of billions in profit from their foreknowledge of the event. Corporate bets were made against companies that would be negatively affected by 9/11 through put options in the stock market. 9/11 was an insurance fraud that made a net profit of over $3.5 billion for leaseholder Larry Silverstein on buildings that were white elephants. It was also a way to cover up the theft of over $2 billion in gold and silver. 9/11 was a way to manipulate oil prices higher by restricting current and future supply. Most importantly, 9/11 was the event which justified the start of the ongoing war on terror abroad and at home, whose cost to date is over $6 trillion and growing. If you want to know how 9/11 could possibly be an inside job, start with a total of at least $10 trillion. 9/11 is only a microcosm of the financial system that profits from deception, debt, and death.